We live in an age of noise. Everyone is broadcasting, but few are receiving. We have become experts at the polite wait, that moment where we stay silent only because we are reloading our own arguments, waiting for the other person to stop talking so we can start again. We look at our phones, we nod, we say, "I understand," but the person across from us feels more invisible than ever. We are physically present, but our souls are elsewhere. The tragedy of modern loneliness is not that we are alone. It's that even when we are together, we are not truly heard. But what if I told you that listening is not a passive act? What if listening is actually the most powerful, creative, and transformative gift you can ever give to another human being? To listen with your soul is to create a sacred space where another person can finally find themselves. Let me share the story of Sophie. Sophie was a high-powered consultant, a woman who was paid to have the answers. She was articulate, sharp, and efficient, but her personal life was a series of cold rooms. Her husband felt distant, her children were guarded, and her friends only shared the surface of their lives with her. Sophie felt like she was shouting into a canyon and only hearing her own echo. One winter, Sophie traveled to a remote mountain village to interview an old luthier named Elias, a man famous for crafting violins that sounded as if they had a human voice. She arrived with her notebook and her list of clever questions, ready to extract the information she needed. But Elias didn't want to be interviewed. Instead, he led her to his workshop, filled with the scent of aged cedar and oil. He handed her a simple, uncarved block of wood. "Tell me, Sophie," he whispered. "What do you hear?" "It's a piece of wood, Elias. It doesn't make a sound." The old man smiled. "That is because you are listening with your ears. To a luthier, the wood is always singing, but you can only hear it if you become as quiet as the wood itself. A violin is not beautiful because of the wood. It is beautiful because of the silence inside it. It is the hollow space that allows the music to resonate. If the violin were solid, it would be silent." Elias looked at her with a piercing kindness. "People are like violins, Sophie. We are all so full of our own opinions, our own fears, and our own answers, that we have no hollow space left for anyone else's music to play inside us. You aren't connecting because you are a solid object. You have no room for them." This was Sophie's epiphany. She realized that her intelligence had become her barrier. She was so busy being right that she had forgotten how to be present. She was trying to solve people, rather than witness them. To listen with your soul requires the Zen practice of emptying the cup. Most of us listen through a filter of judgment. While someone is talking, we are thinking, "Is this true? Do I agree? How can I fix this?" This is not listening. This is auditing. To truly connect, you must practice letting go of the need to provide a solution. You must let go of your ego's desire to be the hero who saves the day. In Stoicism, we are taught that we cannot control the hearts of others, but we can control our own attention. Attention is the most divine form of love. When you give someone your undivided attention, without checking your watch, without interrupting, without judging, you are telling them, "You are worthy of existing. Your story has a home in me." Sophie returned home and began to practice the art of the hollow space. One evening, when her husband began to talk about a failure at work, Sophie felt her old instinct to fix it, rise up. She wanted to give him 3 steps to solve the problem. But then she remembered the violin. She chose silence. She sat with him. She looked into his eyes and simply held the space for his frustration. For the first time in years, her husband didn't shut down. He spoke for an hour. He cried, and at the end, he didn't thank her for her advice because she gave none. He said, "Thank you for being here. I feel so much lighter." By doing nothing, Sophie had done everything. She had provided the resonance chamber for his soul. Building deep connections isn't about having the right words. It's about having the right silence. It's about the 3 gateways of the soul listener. Presence, being fully in your body. In this moment, suspension, putting your own thoughts and judgments on a shelf for a while. Resonance, allowing the other person's emotions to vibrate within you without trying to change them. This is the secret to self-mastery in relationships. When you master the art of listening, you no longer feel the desperate need to control others or win arguments. You realize that the greatest power you have is the power to make another person feel seen. And in that act of seeing them, you finally see yourself. The next time someone speaks to you, remember Elias and the violin. Don't be a solid wall of answers. Be the hollow space where their music can finally be heard. For in the silence of your listening, the soul finally finds its way home.